Let me briefly just give you an update, as we do on our daily briefings, on the total number of lives tragically lost, issues related to hospitalization, ICUs, updates on a few other issues, and of course, happily answer any questions. We sadly lost 42 additional lives last night. Over the weekend, we crossed that threshold of over 1,000 people that have lost their lives. And now, as of this moment, 1,208 human beings in the state of California have lost their lives due to COVID-19. And so, again, expression of deep empathy and recognition that these, again, are not statistics. These are human beings, stories, journeys, each and every one of them precious, and our heart goes out to their family and loved ones. As it relates to the broader issue of ICUs and issues related to our hospitals, we are 1.9% above where we were yesterday in the total number of hospitalizations, about 2.8% above where we were yesterday in number of ICU patients. Again, hospitalizations are beginning to flatten, but still growing. And we're seeing ICUs bouncing back and forth, modest decreases, modest increases. So again, progress is being made. You are bending the curve. You're beginning to flatten the curve, but it is still nonetheless rising. Deaths continue to rise, hospitalization numbers modestly continue to rise, and ICU numbers beginning to flatten, but we're not seeing that downward trend we need to see in order to provide more clarity on that roadmap to recovery, which we rolled out last week. This Wednesday, we will roll out more details around those 6 categories in our roadmap to recovery, and you'll start to see behind the curtain exactly where we believe we are in real time in terms of our ability to begin to toggle, again, not a light switch, but more like a dimmer, to begin to move to adjust our stay-at-home orders. But they remain in effect for good reason. Those numbers bear out alone that reason. And also, it bears consideration that the numbers, again, are in aggregate and don't reflect the spread of this virus in almost every part of the state of California. And I say that to make this point. When you look at the top 15 counties impacted by the virus, they include Tulare County, they include Fresno County, they include Kern County, they include Orange County, they include Riverside County, they include every part of this state, and it's just incumbent upon all of us to recognize that. Those are just in the top 15, many of those in the top 10 impacted by COVID-19, the incredible importance that we place on continuing our physical distancing orders. I know how impatient people are, but again, I just cannot express more gratitude for the incredible and heroic work all of you have done to soften the blow of this virus so far in the state of California. Again, let's not dream of regretting and pulling the plug too early. We're going to lean in. We are leaning in. I'm as eager as you to answer the question when. And on Wednesday, you'll have more clarity, again, when we start to look at all of those 6 areas that are part of that transformation, or rather part of that process to begin to transition into a new phase of this pandemic.